Computer-based sequential spelling takes the identical material and approach as taught in the book and allows a student to complete the program independently at his or her own pace. In the book, an instructor is taught to present the sequential spelling lists using a particular method, giving the word and a context sentence, then asking the student to spell the word. The instructor then writes the word for the student, showing them the word color-coded so that they can more easily recognize the word parts and patterns. Then the student corrects their own spelling immediately, and this process is repeated for each word. With computer-based sequential spelling, the same patterns followed, with the student controlling the pace. Each lesson is a QuickTime video, and I have here on the screen the 101st day. It's just a sample lesson as you would see it from the sequential spelling program. And I have the volume turned off, but I'm going to kind of walk through the screen so that you can see a little better how it works. Okay, a word is given with a contextual sentence, and then the word is repeated. The student pauses the lesson using the space bar and says the word aloud for oral reinforcement, and then writes the word. Let me just say here that the student does not type in the word. It's important that the word is handwritten to provide the kinesthetic reinforcement of the spelling. Now when they're ready, they hit the space bar again to resume the lesson. Then the word is shown. Okay, here we have the first word was book. It appears on the screen with the word parts color-coded so that they can see it, and it's spelled aloud so they can hear it as well. At this point, if they have not spelled the word correctly, they'll pause the lesson again and correct the spelling. This same method is used for each word, and each word is given. As each word is given, it is aligned visually to bring out repeating word patterns. The next book would be, I believe, cook, then cookbook, rook, crook. And there are several words on the screen at one time. Then it continues. As additional words are given, the words that were previously given provide a point of reference for the student to use reasoning skills to spell a word that is slightly different. This approach is fantastic because they're not memorizing the words. They're engaged. Their attention is drawn to the aspects of spelling that they may have never noticed before. Without any explanation of spelling rules, they think about identifying these patterns. It's kind of like a puzzle. And they are learning the word parts to learn how to spell. They're successful as long as they correct the words as they go. They're reinforcing good spelling habits, and they have a perfect paper every time. Now at the end of the lesson, let me show you the end. The whole list is given, is presented, so that you can compare the list of words they have completed to the actual word list and make sure they haven't overlooked any errors. For this reason, you do not have to have the book. The book can be a helpful reference for you, but it's not needed for the student to do this program. The computer-based sequential spelling teaches the entire book. If you have never seen the book, here's what a sample week looks like. Okay, there are some extra notations here, but this is basically a week's worth of words. Here's the 101st day, the lesson we were just looking at. And here, with the list of words lined up horizontally and vertically, we can see that on the first day they're given the word book, and on the second day they're given the word books. So they won't see the word book again, but they will see books, booked, booking, cookbook, cookbooks, cookie, cookies. They'll see some form of the word, usually again, building on the endings, building on the word families, so that each day builds upon the previous day and week. Now, embedded in these lessons are teachable moments. There are words that don't follow the patterns on purpose so that they can see that this isn't always, these rules aren't always hard fast. They have contractions. There are several times that words that are just words you do need to memorize and that are spelled frequently, they are just put in here to help them practice those words. There are heteronyms and homonyms. They are highlighted even in the lesson. They're highlighted, and there's a reference for those that they can look up in the material. The straight run time for the DVD, without considering extra time that the student's going to stop and work, is over 20 hours for each disc, so there's a lot of material here. The thing that I noticed whenever I was using this program with my own children was that when they would write something, their overall spelling improved. Not just the words they had spelled in the program. They started learning how to think differently about the words, and they realized for the first time they didn't have to rely solely on memorization to spell. I hope this was helpful for you to better understand the computer-based sequential spelling program. You can sign up on our website to receive a link to download a free 3-week sample of the program to just try it out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us directly.